Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I got a brown box in front of me. That brown box may look familiar. You can see it has a number on the side, 28045S00, which is different from a couple other boxes I got, which had these two figures in it. This is the carded retro Obi-Wan Kenobi and the carded retro Jawa. So you can only guess what might be in this box. And, oh my gosh, look at that. Let me just move the camera a little bit. There's Greedo and Han Solo, and look at that. That is the retro version of Greedo. Finally arrived. I thought it wasn't going to get here. As you know, I previously did this with my Jawa so I could have an exclusive vinyl cape Jawa. And I did this with my Obi-Wan Kenobi. I swapped out the head on the newer version with my retro figure and the hands to match the skin tone. So I got Obi-Wan and a vinyl cape Jawa. But let's talk about Greedo today. Let me clear the board. So this is Greedo in all his glory, and he comes on his card back, which is very similar of how he would have came in a really tiny package. This one's got some scuff up here. I don't know what that is. Maybe a dead bug or something like that, but that's okay because I'm going to open it up. The funny thing is, Han Solo knows who shot first. Do you?
Yes,
I bet you have.
Okay, so we got Greedo out of the package, and man, he just does look cool, right? In this all green getup. This is kind of interesting. Here's his face sculpt. Let's take a closer look at that. And there's his body sculpt. And the interesting part about this is, man, he is cool looking. I like this little two-tone that he has on here. And the thing is, he doesn't have any ulterior paint on here. It's just that green look. But look at those eyes. Those look really, really cool. And his head is pretty awesome, right? So I'm going to put him up here. And what I want to do is I'm going to scale him next to Han Solo, who's going to look at Greedo to make sure that Greedo doesn't pull out his gun. But anyways, what I also want to do is pull out this original version of the Black Series Greedo that they put out. And we're going to take a closer look at both of these together. But this was the version that they released when they released the Black Series version. And it's more on par with how you would have seen him in the movie. Now, this green one right here is part of a retro line. So it's kind of like dating back to the original Greedo right there, right? So there's the original Greedo, and you can see how he looks. Now let's take a closer look at both of these together. Now it's interesting, right? Like if you look at this Greedo, you see those reflective things on the eyes. Those are actually my lights reflecting on them. You see those little white spots on this Greedo's eyes? Those are actually white spots painted onto the Greedo. So you can see where there's some similarities and some differences in the two uniforms. I like that right about the elbow area. They do get that like darker green, kind of they did with the retro. And then you got the darker hands and the darker cuffs. This original one, I don't have a belt for, but he did come with this pistol, which is a little bit different than this pistol. This one here. But the thing is, I always wondered, is that really Greedo's pistol, or is that just something I stuck in his hand? But the original one had boots, and this guy has boots, but he's got pants that fall down over him, so they could actually be shoes. Let's just stand this guy in. I'm going to have him look at Han, because Han might want to pull out his pistol. So let's take a closer look at these two. So the big difference here is this guy is definitely greener, and this guy has more of a different color tone. But if you look at the face sculpts, I think those are right on, right? Look at that ear, how it curves. Look at this ear. So that is definitely the same mold. And then you get right down to the arm. And you can see in the arm here where he's got this two-tone paint and stuff like that. And you can see the line in this arm. So this is definitely a repaint of this figure. And what they left off was they left off the jacket for the new green version, right down to the pants, which look pretty cool. And they even have that little flare out at the bottom. It's much more pronounced because the color striping really picks that up. But you can see even the texture in the shoes is the same. So these are pretty much exactly the same figures, only with alternate paint. So they do have the same belt, and it does have that same like snap right here in the front. The only difference I can see in this belt is this one feels like it's much looser, right? Like you can see that other belt underneath, but this one feels much looser, but I think it really has to do with this jacket just holds this one in place. And you know, I actually have another one of these in a box somewhere, and I meant to paint him sunburst orange and make him the Rodian from Solo, a Star Wars movie. So anyways, there you go. Greedo and Greedo, the retro versus the original. I think they look great. I think this one actually looks really cool because he's super green. This one also looks cool though because that's the way he's supposed to look. I don't know what to do. I don't know what Han's gonna do. Even if he shoots first, another one can shoot. Anyways, thanks for tuning in to this really quick video, everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.